Job Interviewology, the career and interview coaching experts. Dealing with interview rejection. Now for some, handling rejection is like water off a duck's back, and for others it's a little bit harder, and it can potentially start negatively impacting your future interviews. Symptoms can include increased pre-interview anxiety, mid-interview panic and self-doubt, to a loss of confidence and self-belief. Thoughts such as, I suppose I'm not as good as I think, become also frequent. So to help you through this difficult moment, I put together 3 ways you can see the silver lining rather than the dark cloud, and learn from rejection in a constructive rather than in a destructive way. 1. Having a big picture mindset. If you look at any successful person in any sphere of life, they never lose sight of the bigger picture and the vision that they have for themselves. It's a little known fact that both Henry Ford and Walt Disney, whose business empires are now worth billions, initially went bankrupt, and in Ford's case twice. Another example is someone that I know very well who's now earning a 6-figure income, struggled for over a year and a half before finally breaking into his career of choice. What's common with all these examples is that despite the setback, they never wavered from their long-term goal. And in the same way, the job offer isn't your end goal, it's just one step within your career journey. Think about when you were learning to ride a bike. There were many falls, cuts, grazes, and even maybe a few tears, but you kept getting back on that bike. Why? Because you had a dream. You had a dream of riding your bike and going on adventures with your friends. If all of a sudden you started to doubt yourself the first time you fell off your bike, you would have never learnt to ride. So remember, failure is a fundamental part of one's journey to success. So don't fear it. And when it comes, pick yourself up, dust yourself down, and keep moving forward, because eventually you will succeed. 2. Avoid analysis paralysis. A rejection of any kind, especially if it's important, can lead to a moment of self-reflection and analysis. This of course is an important process, as it helps us to learn, grow and improve. However, being too hard on yourself and forensically picking apart every single moment, like an episode of CSI, will lead to more confusion and a loss of self-worth. Therefore, analyse your interview performance as if it was someone else's. This will help you to stay objective and give you a sense of perspective. And the following are the 3 things I would recommend you analyse. Firstly, ask yourself, were my answers strong enough? And if they weren't, how can I improve them for future interviews? Secondly, how were my first and last impressions? Could I have done anything better? And thirdly, how was my general body language? What could I have done better? By keeping a sense of perspective and focusing your analysis will ensure that you actually learn and improve, so that you're better prepared for your next interview. 3. Focus on you and not the interviewer. The interview decision-making process is always subjective. Every hiring manager has a slightly different preference to what they like. Some might like you more, others might like you less. Here it's important to realise that up to a certain point, it's out of your control. Therefore, it's better to spend your time and energy focusing on what things you have control over, ensuring that you exude positive body language and deliver your answers with confidence, rather than wasting your precious emotional energy on this fruitless endeavour. It's also important to keep in mind that trying too hard to please can actually have the opposite effect. The interviewer might perceive it as fake and insincere. Again, it's more of a reason to focus your interview energy on you. And there you have it, my 3 tips to help bounce back from interview rejection. Interested in being coached by myself or one of our experts? Visit jobinterviewology.com and sign up for a free consultation. Also, don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.